Hello, 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 everyone. It's me, Felicia. It's been a little while since I've posted any content. Um, I've just been kind of chilling. I just celebrated another year of life and I was able to take a vacation. I did a little bit of traveling. I went to Charleston, South Carolina, and it was beautiful outside of all the pollen. But anyway, I was just grateful to be able to celebrate another year of life. Um, I got a few new followers, and I'm so grateful. Well, subscribers, and I'm so grateful for the few that have joined since the last time I posted a video. Even though it's been a while, I'm still trying to figure this out. If it's something that I even want to continue to do. Until then, I'm just gonna post here and there, or whatever. Today, what was on my mind and my heart even to talk about is, do we have too much? In particular, I think they call them the millennials, the kids now that are just now graduating out of college, getting into the workforce. In that 24, 25 age range. I have to say, after last week, I'm very, very worried. I'm very worried. Throughout my career, I have been blessed with the opportunity to travel all over the United States, open up stores. We set up hiring centers to staff the stores and things of that nature. So I've kind of seen and heard some of any and everything that you can think of with people coming in to interview for positions. Back then, when I was a lot younger, and as you get older, your tolerance for things changes. I recently started interviewing and hiring because I have some positions I need to fill. And I'm going to be very honest. I feel so discouraged. I feel so discouraged. I feel discouraged. I feel embarrassed. I feel sadness for these kids, and yeah, all those things in one. And it just makes me think. I've talked to several friends about this in the past, even with regards to myself. We don't have it as hard as our parents had it, and I feel like it should be that way to a certain extent, because nobody, you want your kids to have it better than you have it. I don't have kids, but that makes sense. And we have, throughout the years, watched things get better. There are a lot more people getting educated, going to college, particularly within the Black community. However, despite that progression, I feel like there's been a decline. I'm talking about people within the age range of 25 to 35 coming to interview, and they don't know how to interview. They don't even know how to show up for an interview. And it's sad. It's so sad. I can remember when I was applying for jobs when I was 16. I wanted to work before I was 16, but my parents wouldn't let me. And as soon as I turned 16, was able to get my work permit, I was like all over the place trying to get a job. And I actually would practice interviewing with my mom. I read books about it to make sure I was prepared. And today, we have all these resources and tools available to us online, and people still don't read and are not prepared, and it is insane. I feel like the within that age group that I was just speaking about, there is a sense of entitlement that makes absolutely no sense to me. Money does not fall off of trees, and it's great that you can provide for your children and give them this and that and do this, that, and the other, but you're also doing them a great disservice by just giving them any and everything. You have to teach your kids. You have to. I worked in property management, and I have had 27-year-olds come to me with a notebook and ask me what they need to do to prepare to move out. And I said, you need to clean. You need to make sure it's clean. You don't expect it to be a spit shine clean, but you need to clean. Make sure you clean your refrigerator, your oven. She said, how do you clean the oven? I said, ma'am, your oven is self-cleaning. All you have to do is push a button. I had another one, a 24-year-old called and said, I need maintenance to come and clean my oven. I said, ma'am, maintenance doesn't clean, they repair. And she said, well, every time I turn the burner on, it starts smoking. I said, do you have food in the drip pan underneath the burner? She said, yes. I said, ma'am, you need to clean it. She said, well, how do I do that? I said, you can Google it. That's just two examples. That's just two. Interviewing. You have to prepare your children. You have to prepare your children for the real world. And you're not doing that by just handing them things. You can't. They need to understand conceptually. The clothes that they put on that they have not worked to pay for, someone else had to do that. And the sad thing about that is, a lot of kids, their initial response is, well, I didn't ask to be here. No, you didn't, but this is life. It's not a fairy tale. If you plan on continuing a cycle, carrying, having a family of your own one day, this is part of the process. And there's a disconnect somewhere with that. There's a disconnect. I know of a guy, his car wouldn't start. 32 years old, car wouldn't start. And he called around to some auto dealers, and then he happened to run across somebody that knew something about cars. So he goes pop the hood, look on the car. There was not a lick of oil in the car, and it was out of gas. 32 years old. 32. There's so many more examples I can give. There's so many more. I had a young lady this past week, showed up for an interview, was not properly dressed. And, I'm still going to be nice. I said, so, did you find the place okay? How's your day going? So she does this real heavy, deep sigh. Well, I had to humble myself to catch the bus to come over here. Excuse me? And when I tell you, there was not a second thought about the statement that she made when she said it. I'm talking about a second thought from her about how that came across and how that might affect her ability to get the job. Yeah, it was bad. It was so bad. I'm not even gonna go there with everything else that was said with the questions asked. It was bad. And I can go on and on and on and on and on. But the moral of the story is, it's great that you can provide more for your children now and things are easier for them. But you have to consider how damaging it is when you I want to say overcompensate, but that's not the word I want to use. When you do too much for them and they don't learn. People need to learn and they need to work hard for things. It helps them develop coping skills. It helps them develop survival skills. It's just important on so many levels. Um, let's say if the power goes out, there should not be this panic and this fear of like, oh my God, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? You know what I mean? If they go on an interview, they need to know how to dress, how to poise themselves, right? How to properly articulate words. They need to know that they should be using slang during an interview. They shouldn't be oversharing personal information. Okay? During an interview, it's unacceptable. You have to think about if you owned the business. How would you want it represented? Right? You don't want someone in there that's not articulate, cannot build a connection or establish a connection with your customers or prospects. It would hurt your business. It would kill your business. And, that kind of coincides with life in general. You get out of life what you put into it. And those that are just giving things, it's great to get gifts, but it does not help them. It doesn't. If they don't have an understanding of what it took to get it, you're crippling them. You're absolutely crippling them. And I see it all the time. What's his name? I think it's Jackie Chan. He has said publicly on numerous occasions in articles and interviews that he is not leaving his children anything. And I think that that's a little bit harsh. However, how many times have we seen these rich kids kill themselves? They're sad, they're depressed, they're not happy. They're on Instagram flossing this and flossing that, and their eyes are empty. It's nothing there but that. I heard somebody say the other day, they were talking about some rapper. I think he was a member of Pretty Ricky, I'm not sure. Anyway, he was shot in Florida this past weekend. I think it was, it might have even been last weekend. It might have just been during the week. But I think it was an album release party, but it was kind of private, and he was shot there, and they say the person was trying to steal all his jewels. And the person reporting on it was like, I don't care what nobody say. I will never buy real gold, real diamonds, etc. I think it's like Chad Ochocinco said, it all shines the same in the sun. Okay? So, the point is, and I kind of lost my point there, to be honest with you, but I think y'all know what I'm saying. Like, people need to experience things on their own. They need to learn. They need to grow. There needs to be a little bit of suffrage involved in growth so that people are able to develop coping skills. And it makes it easier to maneuver through life when you've already been through some things. Does that mean put somebody in harm's way or saying that you should temporarily make somebody suffer? Absolutely not. But there needs to be a level of understanding. Life is not a fairy tale. It's filled with peaks and valleys, So I can go on with examples. This is just a short little video, but I just wanted to talk about that a little bit today because I really was like blown away with people that I interviewed this past week. It was very discouraging. But anywho, y'all have a great Sunday afternoon, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.